Hello everybody, this is Tip Top MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering video. Today is another day of Kaldheim Brawl Week. So for those of you who don't know or aren't subscribed to my channel or don't check the community tab, I am doing a Brawl video featuring a different Kaldheim commander every single day this week. And today I am playing Tergrid, God of Fright, who is a modal double face card that's a mono black commander that allows you to steal things from your opponents by making them discard or sacrifice them. So if you have a card that makes someone discard 2 cards, and say they discard a creature and a land, you get to just put that land and that creature directly into play. And the same is true of sacrificing. So if you make them sacrifice a creature, it goes right on the battlefield under your control. Now, Tergrid has another side as well, which I won't often cast, but if, for instance, Tergrid gets too expensive, and I know that, I don't have any cards in hand, so I'm not going to be able to play both Tergrid and keep her alive, or if my opponent is playing a very heavy creature control deck, I may play the other side, where you can tap it and make someone lose 3 life unless they discard or sacrifice a creature, a non-land permanent, and then you can also pay 4 to untap it. So you can kind of slowly chip away at them, and if you have no mana to use, like if you're just drawing lands, you can kind of repeatedly do that. So yeah, it's a very interesting and I think powerful commander, and it is kind of in the same vein as Tibalt that I played yesterday, where it is a control-a deck. But why don't we jump right into the gameplay? So our first game here, it looks like we're against a Kahira deck, which could be like a cat deck, it could be a beast deck. Honestly, with all the new changelings, it might not be an awful deck to play, but looking at my hand here, it looks pretty good. We have 2 board wipes, and 2 hand disruption spells. I probably won't use the Mind Drain until after I get Tergrid down on the battlefield, but the Remorse I will probably use to get a look at their hand. That Luminarch Aspirant is kind of annoying, but I think I'm just going to continue with this. And, well, okay, so they have removal, which is annoying. They also have Gem Razor, which I don't have anything now, but them having that in their hand kind of prevents me from ever playing the other side of Tergrid. Yasharn also kind of goes and gets them more lands, and maybe I should. Yeah, I think taking Gem Razor here is the best choice, just because it allows me to play the other side of him. He also then can't make Luminarch Aspirant a 4/4 out of nowhere. It may not have been the right choice, and I may have wanted to take the other thing, but I don't know. We'll have to see. So yeah, I think feeding the Swarm here is the right move. I got out of proportion for a Massacre Worm to kill, so I would have had to have Extinction Evented it, and I'd rather save that for when he swarms the board. And yeah, so we're gonna have 4 mana. I could do nothing. I could play the Lantern. I think, see, that's the one thing, I've played a couple of games before this one that I'm not a huge fan of, is that I always feel bad. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be using any of my cards before I get Tergrid down, because they are just so valuable after she gets down, assuming you can pay 5 mana, then wait a turn, have her survive, and then do everything. But if you can, it can be insane. For instance, if I were to cast Mind Drain after Tergrid and they discard 2 lands, I then have, 2 more mana. So if this thing can survive, that would be pretty amazing. Inevitable End is pretty good. It's going to make them keep sacrificing things. So maybe if I put that... Oh, that's really obnoxious. So I guess I'm not... Okay, so the nice thing here is they're less incentivized to kill my commander, but the bad thing here is I'm at 3. And I don't know necessarily what I should do. I mean, I could Rankle and get a blocker, or I could Rankle Swing, sacrifice Tergrid. I'd have 1 blocker, I would lose. I could Extinction Event, but we have an odd, and an even. So, but the even only gets rid of 1, which then leaves Tergrid, who can't block. So maybe I do odd and then leave them with that. But no, that guy's big enough now. I mean, I could do that. Honestly, I think Mind Draining is the right move here, just because it is random, but they don't have much of a choice. They have to give me 2 out of the 3 cards. So they're going to pick the best card. And if they give me lands, it gives me enough mana to do something else. And if they give me creatures and things, then I have blockers. So I get... Is that a land? And what else was that? It didn't look like a creature. We might be just dead here. But we do get another mana. Oh, no. Oh, we actually got 2... honestly, that was probably one of the best things they could have done. And then I think we put this on there, because we put it on top of their commander, they're just going to recast it, and our thing goes away. But our goal here is that they sacrifice something else, because they want Yasharn. And that's exactly what happened. And they just boost up our cats because we get to steal that. Honestly, not bad. And also the vehicle can be crewed by Tergrid herself. So honestly, the fact that it was a vehicle that created creatures was actually a really good thing for us. That is kind of annoying. And if they have another removal, no, they need to have 2 removal spells because I can, and actually not even because I can crew at instant speed. So they need like a decent amount of removal and they only have, does that kill me? That would have if the vehicle wasn't a vehicle. So I think, yeah, I just crew this with her who can't attack or block. That's actually really cool. Unfortunately, I am going to lose the 4/4, which really sucks because I have to block. And we do kind of just die on all these and we trade with the questing beast. But if we play... what is the move here? We could Extinction Event even and then have Poison the Cup ready. I could Rankle, sacrifice Tergrid, so that maybe I can replay her later and be able to block with her, and then we also get whatever they sacrifice. But also, wait, they're sacrificing a creature on their next turn. So they're only going to have 1 creature. So if I just save mana for Poison... No. Okay, so I guess we won that game. All right, so we're here in the next game, and we're facing Eskia, who I think is actually one of our favorable matchups. This deck is going to be full of humongous creatures they're planning on cheating out using Eskia's backside, the Prismatic Bridge. And what's nice is that a lot of the time those cards are going to get stuck in their hand, so they won't be able to cast it, meaning they may only have 3 cards in their hand, and they may all be 7 drops. And if I can make them discard 2 cards, I just spent 3 mana to get to 7 drops. And on top of that, if they get big creatures, I'm running a very high removal count, and that means that I can, make them sacrifice them and then gain control of them, especially with Inevitable End. You could put that on their best creature, and then they're going to keep sacrificing their smaller creatures, meaning I get just free creatures. So, assuming this isn't a control-heavy Eskia deck, which it could be, I think we have a favorable matchup here, and if this isn't going to get countered, we get to... Ooh, so there's a lot of scary stuff in here, but what I'm noticing here is that they don't have any more lands. They're stuck at 2. And so they have 3 board wipes here, a creature that will gain, indestructible and all that, but I have to think to myself, what do I want? If I get rid of... I think getting rid of the Roiling Regrowth is good. First off, it means that if they get another land, they can't cast it. But it also means that when they discard, they can't discard, that. And so then I'm more likely to get a permanent. And if they discard the Storm's Wrath, that's great. They can't destroy the things I get. And if they discard 2 creatures, I get 2 creatures. So that's pretty good. And actually... because of me foretelling that card, I think it'll be 5 mana. So I think that means we can use both of our discard cards. So we can play Tergrid, and then the following turn... Oh, that would have been so good. Sorry, the following turn, we could make them discard 4 cards. Oh, wait, that was the wrong card. This is the... Wow. I was thinking of the sacrifice card, not the discard card. Wow. Okay, so I just made that card appear, apparently. But Tergrid... Ooh... Yes. Okay, so next turn we should be able to make them discard and all that. And if they play creatures, we can make them sacrifice. Oh my gosh, the fact that I have both of those foretold is so good. Also, it would have been really good if I had Tergrid down when they did Cathartic Reunion. They'd had to discard 2 cards. I would have just gotten both of them. That would have been pretty fun. But assuming that they don't board wipe here, which they actually don't have double white, so that must suck for them. I think we mind drain them. I mean, the 3 permanents we can see are terrifying, so they're probably not going to give us those, especially because if they keep the giant, they can just board wipe whatever they give us. So I'm expecting whatever 2 cards are in their hands. So they gave us 2 lands, which honestly is completely fine to me. I just used a 3 mana spell to get rid of 2 cards from their hand and ramp. Then we get to make them discard 2 cards. So we get one of the 3 cards that are showing, and I'm assuming they're going to keep Koma and Ugin and then give us this. No, they might give us. Ooh, so we get Massacre Worm and this. I mean, I guess that's true. What I would have done if I was them, and I know it's a little risky, I would have given me Koma and then hope to... Is that his name? That's totally not his name. The Simic guy. And hoped that I drew another white mana to them board wipe. But, ooh, that's one of my favorite cards. You can give Tergrid Indestructible with that. But, yeah, I mean, I could put Inevitable End, or I could make him sack stuff, but I think we just play this, and then just swing at him for just a ton. 4 that's unblockable to him, and then yeah, I don't know if that was necessarily worth it, but maybe. If they play something scary, I can make him sacrifice it. So that's pretty cool. Honestly, I think we've won this. They have to get rid of my 4/3 or find a blocker for it, and we know everything in their hand. So yeah, they play the Prismatic Bridge. It doesn't really matter. I'm about to win this turn by just swinging with my 4/3. So yeah, pretty interesting game where I got to take advantage of them having lots of expensive cards. So yeah. All right, so then we have this game. We are facing a Colossus deck, so they're going to like to exile our graveyard, which we don't love because we do a little bit of graveyard shenanigans. But I think, honestly, this hand doesn't seem bad, but I don't like it necessarily. It's a little low on the lands. This one, maybe I should do Aghanim's Awakening, just because, you know, if they're going to be exiling our graveyard, we're not going to be able to resurrect stuff. So I think if we just get this as a tap land out of the way, we can guaranteed get, get on our curve between now and turn 4. So yeah, I think definitely playing this tapped is the right move here. I just don't see us being able to stick stuff on the board with Colossus being here. So yeah, let's see. So Scavenging Ooze is also another reason things aren't going to stick around, and I really want to put down that Palaka Predation. That way I can guaranteed on turn 5 get my Tergrid out. By the way, if you guys want to see the deck list for this, because it is a pretty powerful deck, I will leave that in the description down below. I should be doing that with every Brawl video that comes out this week. And if it's not in the description of a video, just let me know. I'll put it there. So just leave a comment if it's not there. But it should be. In Search of Greatness is really terrifying to me. That means they get to put out a 3-drop next turn for free and probably a 4-drop. Luckily, they can't put out their commander. I could look at their hand, but I kind of... I have removal, and that eliminate can kill whatever comes out, right? So I'm not well, I can't remove that. That kind of sucks. Wait, what are they doing? Wait. So they're casting Sky. What? If I have no. Oh, were they trying to cast it kicked but couldn't afford it and they didn't realize you couldn't pay the kicker? I honestly have no idea what just happened there. All right, so we have Timuret, which is kind of a discount Scavenging Ooze, and they're ramping so much, it's very concerning. This looks like a big Gruul deck, and... All right, so next turn we'll be at 4 mana. I think the play here is Nightmare Shepherd, or we could leave the mana open for Feed the Serpent to maybe get rid of Colossus, but they're ramping so much, it doesn't matter, and I'd rather save the Exile for something better, I guess. So I think playing the 4/4... makes sense. If they kill Timuret, I can get a token copy of him. Let's see. Let's hope they just... You know, the odds of them having a 3-drop and a 4-drop are very slim, so we should be not good here. Not only does that get them... what's her face? Colossus. But it also is just a 4/4 that's going to let them keep red mana, and they also have that. So they had a 3-drop to put out, and now a 4-drop. That's good lucky. I'm not going to block here, just because I kind of want to be able to pressure their Leyline Tyrant a little bit, but maybe I should cast Palaka Predation, or should I put it down as a land so that I can play Tergrid? I think that's our only way we're going to win this. We have the mana open. I'm going to foretell this just because it may be smart to leave the mana open for Feed the Serpent and whatever, but I think scrying will help us a lot with getting out of this predicament. If we could get ourselves like a board wipe, that would be great. My gosh. So they had a 3-drop, a 4-drop, and a 5-drop. And that 5-drop is utterly terrifying. Let's hope they don't have a 6-drop. But yeah, this is kind of insane. Like, the curve of this deck is incredible, of the enemy's deck. So let's see. Am I dead? No, I'm not dead. That's 14 damage, so even if I just didn't block anything, I would theoretically still be alive. I am just going to trade with what I can. But the fact that they're swinging like this makes me think that they have that. And I can also kill the... Hey, they have a 6-drop. Guess what? It's a 6-drop. I would have killed the questing beast, but I think I saved myself more damage by killing that. I could try and make them discard. I don't know. They're holding 1 card in hand, and I do kind of want to know what it is, but I think we just need a board wipe, which I believe there are 1 or 2 of in the deck. So let's hope we draw those. I really don't see much that can happen here. I guess I just have to keep mana open. Like, I have to keep 4 mana open to kill whatever gets attached to Embercleave. But even then, if they use their Scavenging Ooze like an intelligent person here, they can make their Scavenging Ooze survive. And they can also... I guess I can bring Tergrid back, so then I'll be able to block 2 creatures, that one and that one. But if they equip Embercleave to the Hydra... Oh, they're going to hit me for 1. That's annoying. If they equip Embercleave to the Hydra, the first strike part, and it gets bigger, and... Oh, this is not going to go well. Okay, I don't know what's taking this guy so long. He must have some sort of instant speed response in his hand. I guess it's the Scavenging Ooze that's probably holding the... Okay. So he kind of just killed the Scavenging Ooze, probably to get it low enough to do Embercleave stuff. I could play Tergrid and then hope that he doesn't play anything. I could play the smart and hope and know that he's not going to be dumb. I just want to play Tergrid. It's such a fun... that was such a mistake. Why did I just do that? If I would have kept the mana up for Feed the Serpent... I swear, if you have a 7-drop, I'm going to scream. Okay, cool. Oh, it's on the top, so we lose. Essentially, we just lose. Especially because of that. We lose 2 life. Only 1 thing needs to get through. Meaning I have to block every single thing that's attacking me, but one of them is going to be equipped with Embercleave. I should not have done that. That was really, 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 really dumb of me. I should have kept Feed the Serpent up so that I could exile whatever Embercleave gets equipped to. Yeah, that was really dumb. All right, I'm just gonna concede this. All right, next game we are going up against a Magda, which is gonna be like a really fast deck, and I'm not sure how this is gonna do, but we do have our 5-drop board wipe. And now we have Taste of Death, so we have a 5-drop and a 6-drop board wipe, which is really expensive to go up against a red fast deck. But let's hope that they just aren't that fast. Hopefully Brawl kind of slows them down. I think here I play this and then Foretell that. I love Foretell. Honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of Kaldheim, and I'll probably talk more about that in the Kaldheim review that's coming out later this week. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Oh, this is going to ramp like crazy, too. And then they're going to go and cheat out some big artifact. What's the biggest artifact, most impactful artifact in Standard in red? I would have said Great Henge otherwise, but... honestly, I just think it's a race to see if they can kill me before I get to 5 mana, because so far everything they've cast has been under 3 CMC, which, let's see. Do they have anything big in their hand? They have... I think Flink, because... Okay, they can kill creatures with that, and that's really annoying. You know, the Dragonfire. But I think that them being able to hit our face with something is not something we want, especially when they're hitting us for 14 damage this turn. I need something. Okay, wait, I can kill this. So they won't be hitting us for 14. They'll be hitting us for significantly less than that. I want to make sure I get my lands for Tergrid, and then that card's really nice. Oh my god, that was so dumb. I don't need that card in 2 turns. I should have done that. I want that card next turn. And then Dragonfire is going to kill it anyway, so it doesn't matter. And they have so much mana. You know, the fact that they have not cast anything over 3 CMC is kind of great. So, like, next turn, by the way, that board wipe, it'll exile all things with CMC 3 or less, creatures and planeswalkers, and everything from graveyards as well. So, essentially, let's hope they just throw their whole hand on the board. Let's hope they, like, play their commander or do something. Or Ember... Okay, I guess I'm glad I didn't play the Death Maul thing. I'm just gonna kill 7 dwarves. I don't even want it to be attached. Yeah, I guess I'm glad that I saved the mana for the murder spell. I guess I learned from last time that Embercleave is a dangerous card. Luckily, I'm getting really low, and I hope they burn their treasures, because if they burn their treasures, they have no way of creating them. Oh, and they're stuck with just a removal spell and their commander, because obviously Embercleave is going to continue to be a threat, but if I can... Okay, so I can exile their whole board, and their graveyard. So now they have a creature removal spell and their commander and whatever they just drew. And essentially, I just have to keep killing their commander, otherwise Embercleave's going to get on it, and that's not a good thing. I think that if we play Tergrid, we'll be fine, because it becomes a 3-2 with double strike and trample. Obviously, Tergrid takes the floor. It'll trade, essentially. Tergrid will trade if they attack with Embercleave, but they don't. They instead decide to kill their commander to create a treasure. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. I decided, by the way, not to block there because of the Dragonfire. They were going to use it. And that may have been a bad move, but I honestly think right here, I don't want to make them discard, because that's just going to make me discard, and they're just going to always cast the card in their hand, and I have good stuff in my hand that I may not want to play right now. So I think playing the Death Toucher makes sense. We can get them to burn the Dragonfire out of their hand. It just kind of forces them to do that. In terms of my game plan, I just need to survive this next turn no matter what. So even if it means Tergrid dying, if that's the case, then that's the case. And it looks like they'll probably be equipping Embercleave over here, which makes sense. We can just block it and trade with it, right? I think we can trade with it. Yeah. Because it'll deal 3 and then it'll deal 3 again. But my guy will deal 4. And then he'll create a 5/5. That's kind of terrifying. Luckily, we can Taste of Death, so I'll probably just do that, which will then create us 3 foods, which maybe we'll have enough time to eat, and we just got another removal spell. So this is looking to be, I don't think I've gotten a single trigger off with Tergrid, but it's just kind of mono black, kill everything. Let's see. I don't know if much that could really mess with us. We're going to gain, 12 life? Or not 12 life, 9 life from, no. We're going to gain 6 life from food. And now we can make them discard. So if they hold the card, we can make them discard it. I'm going to be risky here, and I know this is a bad idea. We're playing against red, and I have the ability to heal. But I want a Tergrid trigger. Like, I don't care. I want it. So it ends up working out. They would have had to have some weird card. And how much mana does their thing going to cost? I have to win. See, it's so hard because it's like I have to win the game eventually, but I'm at such a low life total facing red with an Embercleave. It is a terrifying thing. But luckily I keep drawing the removal, and if they try to hold a card longer than a turn, the elf is going to get them. So yeah, and this turn I'll be able to sack both my foods and get my life total a little bit less off of an urgent, number. Spells that deal 3 damage are not that hard to find in red. Now, we did get Extinction Event, which is, again, just another removal spell for their commander. I think we just swing with a 4/5 and then hold open this. This is just going to be a very long game of me removing their stuff, because they're pretty much just stuck with their commander, and they're not going to be able to cast it forever. Like, this is going to be the last time they cast it in my evaluation, and I'm able to keep outdrawing them. And now I can look at their hand if they do keep something. And I have Feed the Swarm. So we can get rid of the card out of their hand, which was a Shock, which, oh my goodness, that would have brought me so low, especially if I had Feed the Swarm and used it here. So I am going to use it, which does kind of stink because we are so low on health. But, oh, it looks like we won. So yeah, that's game number 4. So guys, what did you guys think of the gameplay? I thought I had a really fun time. I don't know if my opponents did. I mean, the concept of making your opponents constantly sacrifice and discard everything, that doesn't sound fun for my opponent. And because of that, I'm not going to play this deck very often, but that feeling, especially against the Eskia deck where they gave me Massacre Worm and the Giant, it was really, really fun. And I think that it is going to be a very powerful deck just because mono black control can be very powerful. And so I think that if it is not a Brawl deck, I think it'll definitely join something like a Croxa deck, which is already trying to make you discard. So yeah, I definitely think it's a fun card for you to play, not so much for your opponent. I have played against a couple of these, and that's pretty much how I would describe the experience. Again, if you want to see the deck list, that'll be in the description down below, and if you want to check out my other Brawl gameplay videos, those have all they're coming out over the next week. Tomorrow, we have Vega, who's going to care about casting things from outside of your hand. So that's a pretty fun and unique one, kind of moving away from the control-y decks that I've been playing the past 2 days with Tibalt and Tergrid. So yeah, let me know again what you guys think about the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.